All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Listen, I tell you, I was gone all last week, and we had a great fishing trip, and I was without service a lot, and just about all the time I was there. And but I tell you, I miss this. I miss the community, and but I've heard such amazing things from everybody that presented and shared, and thank you for that. And thanks for your comments, just taking a little time, breaking away for a few days. Thank you for your comments and all that you sent out. So I got a lot of messages. But the word for today, we're going to kick off this Monday. Um, and the word is grit. Grit. Now, not grits like you eat. Okay. We've talked about that before. Some of y'all are weird because you eat your grits with salt, pepper, unlike some of us that we put sugar and butter in them. Yeah. Love it, love it. So we're not talking about grits this morning, okay? We're talking about grit, courage and resolve, strength of character. So I want to go somewhere this morning. I'm gonna be real quick. Andrea Rosser is my coach on yet?
Yeah, she's here.
I'm on.
Okay,
I got
good
you, buddy.
deal, good deal. Just checking in, just checking in. So I'm gonna move through, and a lot of my message this morning is surrounding a lady. It's by the name of Dr. Angela Lee Duckworth, and she speaks on grit a lot. Okay, and here's what she says. She says grit is passion and perseverance for a very long-term goal. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future day in, day out, not just for a week, not just for a month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. I want to show this picture real quick. If you got your phone out or something, maybe you can take a picture of this, but I want to walk you through this real quick. It's a lot of stuff. But Angela Lee Duckworth really, and if you really want to dive into it, she did a TED talk, but she really focused it on kids. And I want you to think about, like, we first of all, we were all kids at one point. We were children growing up. But think about, I think about me and Coach Myra coaching and teaching. She said, think about this, and we're looking at grit, teaching. Everyone could learn if tried hard enough. Think about the teacher that worked to teach you seventh grade math. Think about the teacher that tried different strategies. Maybe it was in history, maybe it was in language art, but tried strategies to get you to learn. The gist of this is, if we work hard enough teaching and figuring out and diving into it, if we got enough grit, we're going to teach. It's all about grit. It's passion. It's sticking with it. It creates more people that will likely graduate from high school. And this is talking about kind of that era of your life. So it's not from talent. It's not just about talent. Growth mindset, like failure. She puts all this in here. Failures are not permanent. Our brains can change. And she says we need to be gritty about getting our kids grittier. Thank you, Andrea, for that. The reason I want to share that with you this morning is this is talking about kids. Like, we need to teach our kids to be grittier in life, to go after something. How many of you's got kids, or of kids that, like, pick up a ball, play with it for a minute, and if it doesn't go their way, boom, they're out of the court doing something else. But you know what? What about adults? I find myself doing it. Like we've got so many options. We live in the land of plenty that when things don't go our way, we'll take our ball and go to another court. But what if we really dive into grit and go, you know what? I'm here for the long term. I'm here for the marathon, baby. 4 ways to develop more grit. And then I'm going to turn it to Coach. If you want to achieve the impossible, you're going to need these 4 things. Number 1, purpose. Purpose is anything you can develop an interest in for the long term. Think about space missions. It takes a long time to put a rocket out there. It takes a long time to take a space shuttle. Like you got to be in it for the long haul to create something special. What you're doing right now that's speaking to you in your life, are you in it for the long haul? Are you in it for the marathon? Are you in it for the journey? Because if you are, you can dig down and grab that grit. Number 2, practice. Deliberate practice means learning as you go, getting feedback from others. Number 3, hope. You got to have hope. To develop more grit, you must start with hope and learn that it is all right to fail as long as you don't give up or quit. And then the last is time. The last part of the grit formula is simply time. Time to devote yourself to practice, to purpose, and developing from failures. So these 4 ways are your formula to grit: purpose, practice, hope, and time. Coach Meyer, I'll turn it to you.
Hey, that was awesome, Brent. Thank you so much. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm having to use my phone this morning to get to everybody, but wow, it's always great to see you. Always great to see everybody. I'm going to start a little bit differently, do a little different dive into this, as Coach says. Just to give you kind of a definition, grit is having courage and resolve, strength of character. And, you know, like Coach said, when he sent that word to me, I was like, heckgum, grits would be pretty good right now. So I immediately went to bowl of grits with a little sweetener, sweet and low in it. But anyway, I'm doing every letter of the word grit. I'm going to start with G. A person with grit has a game plan. They have a game plan. You know, no one starts a journey or even a conversation, for that matter, that would require strength of character without a game plan. So if we want to get better in developing grit, I think we have to really understand, we really have to have that game plan in place. And let's move on to R. You can also bet that a person with grit has a great rapport with individuals or groups that they're working with. You know, one of the many reasons that a gritty person tends to be successful and they're beloved is that they can communicate. They communicate clearly so people can understand them and they want to be a part of what's going on because of that rapport they have with people. You know, move on to I. A person with grit will always display incredible drive to be a difference maker and an incredible need to protect others if they think someone is being taken advantage of. Think about the people in your life that have stepped up for you, that had incredible grit and went to bat for you. I can think of so many people that have done that for me, and I'm so thankful for that. So I think that with a gritty person, you see that in them. And T, a person with grit has tact. Tact. They have a sensitivity and skill in dealing with others. You know, we all have not had tact before, and some of us are not very good with it. But you know what? That person, that gritty person, has an uncanny ability to always have tact in how they present themselves. So just in closing, you know, I think a gritty person, there's so many qualities out there, but to be a true gritty person, to have the grit that it takes, the bottom line to it all, even the things that coaches said, the things that I have said, it's all about relationships and all about the communication. So I hope everybody has a great day. It's always fantastic to be back on here on Monday mornings because we know we got a good week in front of us. So love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Coach, thank you so much for that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. As you were talking, I was thinking grit. It's kind of like being a rusty nail in the wall. You know, it's just hard to pull out of a plank. So
That's right.
that's what I want to be. I want to be the rusty nail. Let's go have a great Monday, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And it is going to be a great week on here. Have a great one.
Blessings. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, coaches.
Grateful
Thanks,
for
Mark.
you.
Thank you.